Sci-fi life.
No offense. 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 Yo, can y'all hear me? What is really the vibes? Yeah, I feel like I haven't done this in a minute, and like, I'll have to switch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying the. I feel like I'm mad bright though, right? Do I look mad bright? Now I'm dark as hell. What's the vibes though? Fire emojis in the chat. Let me know you're in here. Let's talk. I did miss potting for a little bit. I definitely miss potting. Who's here with me, y'all? Yo, any producers, if you got throwaway beats and shit that you don't even use, yo, send them, bro. So I can just let these shits play. Or beat promotion, right? If anybody's like, yo, what beat is that? I can be like, it's your shit. If you pulled up to the live for like any negativity or any controversial shit, right? Controversial. Can't even speak English, nigga. But yeah, if you pulled up for that, then you should probably like pack it up. It's not what we came here to do. But let's let a few people join, man. Let's talk to the people. I want to know what everybody's been up to. I want to know what everybody's been up to. Shout out Fresh. Fresh is in the chat. What is the vibes? Let's drop a highlight. Yo, does this highlight shit really work for y'all? Like when you see people when people drop highlights, do you really get notified? Like I feel like my shit, I feel like I'm shadow banned king, right? I feel like I'm shadow banned on a lot of different platforms. But like I said, if you came in for negativity, I just wanted to chop it up, see how y'all enjoyed certain elements of the cipher. What you liked, what you didn't like, clear up any inconsistencies or any thoughts that anybody might have towards myself or the brand. So I do want to talk about route. What else we got on the docket up there? And the Sugar event. The Sugar event is gonna be crazy. Shotgun Suge versus Cab the Villain. Shout out to my brother Gio. We are producing opportunities over here on this side. Yes, sir. That's gonna be crazy. We in Philly with it again. We in Philly a lot. Yeah, Suge and Cab is going down at World Class MMA. Pardon me if I'm not saying it correctly, but World Class MMA, September 20th. Definitely pull up if you can't get the pay-per-view. What else can we talk about? What else can we talk? I got a list of things, and I feel like I want to navigate them properly. But so you know what's dope, right? What's fire is the fact that every time I do this, well, every time, this is my second time, but as I did this cipher again, it stirs up energy, right? Whatever the energy may be, it stirs up a lot of energy, and I appreciate that. I love the people that tune in, show love, the ones that's hitting the share buttons and things like that. First and foremost, with this cipher, before we get into like histories and things like that, shout out to Handsome High, right? Let's be loud about that. Handsome High is a 2-time champ, and we only had 2 events, so that's crazy, right? He's got 100% win percentage. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. He pulled up, he did his thing, he defended the belt like a champ would. Very fire. Everybody else that pulled up got crazy. I think everybody's raps were really on point. I don't want to use words like an improvement, but I feel like everybody knew what to expect moving into this cipher, and we approached it a little differently. Even though we changed up a lot of things, I wanted to change shit up. Shout out to Bunk in the building. I wanted to change a few things up because I wanted it to be more like a live sport. Like the editing was cool, and I gotta address the editing part too from the first one. But the few things I do want to point out. Shout out to everybody that pulled up for the first cipher, right? The first cipher, first event. Shout out to Drewski. I brought Drewski out to the island. Shout out to Zenzes for letting us host it. And it was dope for the island, right? Zenzes was in business, I don't even think a year yet. So it was pretty fire for all that energy to be in that room. I think it was dope. Um the problem with the concern with the representation of Staten Island that these ciphers bring, I think people focus too much on who was on camera, right? And not enough of why other people weren't on camera. Because I don't know about anybody else's ciphers. For mine, I make sure I invite a lot of people that I know have credible pens that I personally like. You know what I'm saying? So for that, I feel like the questions really need to be, why weren't people in the rooms that the opportunities were presented? Correct? You know what I'm saying? So like I had a people be worried about the wrong thing. That's a fact. And we don't talk about it enough. Like the narrative is other boroughs don't jack Staten Island, right? But that's because Staten Island loves to step on Staten Island in front of company. So of course, when we look crazy in front of Brooklyn niggas because we worried about everybody else's shit and not supporting the niggas that's from out here, kind of comes with the territory, right? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't show up to something that I personally invited them to. So, like I said, nobody owes me a bar. Nobody got to pull up for me, right? Everybody that pulls up is out of love, and I respect and I appreciate everybody that pulls up. But if you couldn't make it to any of the ciphers, all of the things that follow is kind of crazy. I mean, we did the first cipher. Handsome High won that. The very next day, it was a hate train for BMC Smooth. He didn't even win. And again, if ever it feels like I'm not as visible for certain things, I'm a very busy person. It's very difficult being myself. You know what I'm saying? And I take pride in that. I love that I'm always busy. I'm very appreciative of the things I get to experience. You know what I'm saying? So when you got these type of situations where it's an opportunity to put on for, where you from, if anybody pulls up or if anybody chooses not to, you can't really fault the niggas that pulled up, right? And again, it should be a support thing. I feel like it turns into a list of who should have been instead of asking the people that should have been why they didn't, right? And I feel like those are the other questions that need to be asked elsewhere. So for me, on Reflex, I feel like I invited a lot of people that would have made that first cipher that had the city talking maybe more presentable in your eyes. I think the people that pulled up did a great job, even though they didn't complete rounds and things that they wanted to do. They pulled up. They pulled up short notice. They pulled up and did what they were supposed to do. It was a dope event. I thought the energy in the building was great because the people that were in the building carried the energy into the week. It was no hate leaving that building. It was just a lot of opinions from individuals that wasn't there. So I don't really understand that. Again, I feel like that could be navigated a little better, right? But yeah, man, a lot of people that didn't want to rap or didn't have time to rap. Shout out to Handsome High. You didn't miss much. We're just talking about the like the first cipher and shit, right? I thought it came out fire. I enjoyed it. Whether everybody was 100% completing their rounds or not, I appreciate everybody for pulling up and trying, right? Getting out there and competing. Niggas don't gotta compete for a belt that I made that I got. Like niggas don't owe me that, right? And that's dope. People pulled up and rap. Whatever happens after the cipher, that's on other grown men. But for the first cipher, I appreciate everybody that was there. Um, in terms of the first cipher edits, right? Which is why I approached it a little differently the second time. Everybody with the exceptions of Handsome High who won, Pretty Boy Blue, and BMC Smooth, they were the only ones that completed both verses successfully. So if I were to edit out all of the chokes, that cipher would have been about 6 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's also like if we're watching boxing and I edit out the misses, then the punches look kind of like, who cares about that? It's not a boxing match, right? It looks like a crazy movie. You gotta record the misses. And I think I did a good job making sure niggas didn't look too crazy, right? Because again, I like protecting the integrity of the artist that pulled up the rap for me, right? They showed me love. They didn't have to be there. So, I picked what was the better of the two verses with the chokes that happened, and those were the ones that made it to camera. Um, you know who was there. You know who choked. If you watched it, you know who choked. For me to not include any of their footage, and there was people I asked as well, so everybody cleared their footage. So for anybody that thinks that there was any editing done to protect or not protect, everybody that choked had the opportunity to be like, "Yo, don't put that out." And if they didn't, my bad, bro. It was a competition. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you supposed to do here? If everybody was on top of their game, or if you weren't on top of your game and shit happens, then shit happens, bro. You pull up to the next one. I don't really understand what follows these ciphers. Which the irony of that is, second cipher happened a couple of days ago, and again, I'm seeing BMC Smooth getting posted and slandered more than Handsome High. So the crazy shit really is, what do y'all really watch these for, right? And there's parts where I take accountability for certain things, right? As a busy individual, I do need to be mindful on how I promote this belt, because I do want it to be prestigious, right? And the guy who won it is carrying it like a champ. So again, shout out to Handsome High. And even I said it when I posted him the last time. I said, you know what, I should post you a little more, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the champ here, and you're doing that out of love that you showing for myself and your craft. So again, I appreciate that. Two-time champ. And when we do the women's cipher, I do want to hear some high as a judge. How could the champ not be the judge to crown our first lady, right? That's one. What else do I have up here? But again, yeah. So to finish on the first cipher, nobody's footage was put out in a way to make anybody look crazy, nor did I put out anything to you know protect anybody. It kind of went out as is, and you got to remember too, like as much as I do a bunch of other things like boxing coach and photographer, videographer now. These are all hats I wear now. Anybody that makes videos know if you're recording anything in 4K, the files are tremendous, right? So the editing is crazy. So trust me, if any editing was done, it would have been on my behalf to make my job easier, not to make anybody look a certain way. I don't think, a cipher should have that type of impact. I appreciate that it does, though. I appreciate the ripples we make in the water as Reflex Radio. So, you know, I don't want that to become a thing where people think there's, and if there is another version of any cipher out, please send it to me, because I don't know what longer version or anything, or maybe I misunderstood, but I don't, the cipher one is the one that I put out, and that's the only one that I know about. So within that cipher, everybody that did what they did got the best output for their brand. So, there's that. And I feel like everybody that choked the first time around knew they was like, I was a little unprepared. And I don't think anybody in the building was, you know, disappointed in anybody but themselves. You know what I'm saying? I feel like niggas woke up the next day worried about the wrong thing. And yeah, Handsome High won. And again, somehow we ended up on a smooth. I was gonna say smooth hate train, but look at that. That's like a bar, right? See what I did there? The other problem I be having, right? The slander. No, I don't want to say slander, right? It's the unity thing. The unity only feels super visible when it's in the form of hate, right? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But yo, K1, absolutely, beloved, you know that. I feel like the unity only becomes a thing when niggas band together to hate on something, because then I'll see posts from all over the place. I'm trying to be mindful, like I said, to promote this second cipher and the winner, because I do want the next champ, if it's not Handsome High, somebody else to feel that way as well, right? So I feel like that's got to change a little bit. And what else? What else? What else could we? I wrote a few things down, but I feel like as I sat and thought, a lot of things are not worth addressing in detail. You know what's weird about the cipher too? Not just my cipher, other ciphers that's out. If y'all are on the same cipher, and clearly a conversation was had to bring all the artists that were there, then don't it look weird to the outside looking in that we like four out of the rappers there, but let's make sure we shit on the fifth one? Those are the questions I think niggas need to ask within themselves in their circles, right? Because then that's what reflects the type of borough we are. It's not the fact that you don't like Smooth or you don't like that handsome one or things like that. I think that's and I don't speak for no man, but this might be insecurities within self because clearly he made it to another platform to showcase his rapping abilities. And again, there wasn't a lot of faces more than the ones that we're all familiar with. So I don't know. I don't know the details of that one. Shout out to them. I do know the Reflex Radio 2 site was out. You can go check that out. It's on YouTube, Facebook. You can watch everybody do dope things. I tried to elevate it and make it a live thing, right? I wanted that sports vibe. Plus, like, crazy part is the people who listen, and that's the thing, but right, that's what we should expect. The people to chat that's not in the mix, because that means we did our job. That means we excited the people again. I just think people don't know how to express their appreciation for the excitement they got from somebody else's craft. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we're too grown for that. We're too grown for that. I don't even think niggas should feel threatened by their peers, right? To the point that we take it to certain extents, to be honest. We play see, now put out the Reflex Radio mixtape, right? And I would love to do something like that. But let's say you made it on Reflex Radio's mixtape and your feature was Handsome High, who niggas pretend to hate because he's like, I feel like me and him carry a similar energy. We kind of stay out the way and do our thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I think the quiet niggas that do their own thing are the niggas dislike the most because you can't really get them riled up, right? So say you're on a track with Handsome High and there's 10 niggas that don't like Handsome High. They're gonna skip your record or not even give it a proper listen through because of somebody not liking another man's craft. That's what it comes down to. So I would love to do other things like that, but if a cipher gets the city into the energy that it's in, then what would a mixtape do, right? What would a mixtape do? Then it's almost like you're in direct competition with whoever you're at because you don't wanna have the worst pen on your song, right? You want to try to outdo the person you're on the record with. So that becomes a whole nother thing. And then what if somebody is on a record with somebody that throws a jab and now you look like you co-signed it because you was on the same record? Then we get into the whole spiral of unnecessary things again, all over the place, right? We look crazy sometimes. And I don't think accountability, I said this on DNA's post, like accountability is expensive but free. And nobody wants it. You know what I'm saying? Nope, nobody wants it. I think this cipher 2, it's not getting the same attention as the first one because it was an improvement, right? There's less shit to talk about it, I think. So maybe the share button is not as visible because they don't have no quotes or ways they want to word it as in, oh, this person trash, check this video out. Instead of appreciating the dope niggas that was there, right? Um, I think what we're doing makes the cipher game elite. I love what this shit is because I'm a big wrestling fan. I love wrestling. I'm a boxing coach. I love boxing. So to see this, I think it's fire, man, for real. I love the competition side of it anyway because niggas won't. We all come from that, bro, right? We all come from ciphers. So if you at least early 90s, baby, you was in the proper cipher that was done the right way. So all of this shit should be something that's nostalgic, make you feel like you want to get your hands dirty. Pause, just in case. I like what we're doing here. It stirs up the competitive edge. I think niggas, this is like the energy that comes with these events. It's like a nigga losing a basketball game and now niggas want to fight in the parking lot. Why, bro? You could just hoop tomorrow. That's the things that I don't like to see transpire when we do these type of events because at the end of the day, we finished the second cipher. I was mindful. I said, you know what? I gotta make sure niggas know that I appreciate what I did. So boom, we post a high. woke up, posted them again just to remind niggas because I really wanted to make sure this second cipher is a step in the direction for my company because I want to invest in pay-per-view. I don't know if y'all noticed, we did this live and this was a test. So in terms of the stream, right? If you watched it, you could definitely tell me if there's something that you would like to see more of, less of, was it too many ads? All things I want to take into consideration because I want to offer this service to people as just a Reflex service, not a Reflex event. So it's difficult though. It is difficult because as a fan, when you watching niggas rap, as a fan, it's hard to not just sit there like. I think I would make a horrible ref if I was a boxing ref or a wrestling ref. I'd make a horrible ref because the fan side would kick in. I'd be watching like, oh wait, he's not supposed to punch the nigga in the back. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that make you say, damn, did I make sure the switcher was moving the right way? Because I'm listening to the bars and I'm enjoying, right? Niggas is going crazy. I feel like everybody showed up to rap. This was a dope cipher. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that was there once again. Even a few people that pulled up to just watch in the background. We did this different. I'm gonna talk about what we did different too. Once I get past the few things I have here, I just want to make sure I talk about everything else. Because I ain't pod in a minute. I really feel like I'm gonna try to get back in the pod a little more consistently. But I just gotta work the schedule with that. But I'm definitely gonna do this shit at least once to twice a week outside of everything else I do. All right, I think I think we could just go to what was different. This time with the cipher, what was a little different is I wanted to make it live because as a fan, I would have preferred to see the cipher in its entirety, right? But knowing that it's a competition, shout out to Frankie. Yo, Frank did do a hell of a job, and that was on the fly. I had the plans leading up to the setup didn't go accordingly, so I had to do a lot more things that I wasn't supposed to do. And I'm happy that the niggas in the building with me held me down and did things that I couldn't do at the same time as running the stream. So shout out to Frank for being a dope host. Uh, Shout out to Chris for making sure everything was wired and taped down and cameras was on people. Shout out to Haas for making sure, he was helping me on the setup with the audio. Um, yeah, that was all dope. But the part I wanted to do is I wanted everybody to be a little more engaged on the live stream because everybody was in the comments and shit the next day after the first one. So there's no reason why you can't be in the comments in real time, right? And I feel like that was dope. I think it was even dope for the artists to actually see while they're still in the building how many people saying, yo, fire emojis for this person. He went off. This nigga was dope. Even at the end of it, when they were talking about who won, you got votes at the end of it. That was fire to me, right? Yeah, shout out to the judges. I think Boogie did a cool job. I think Cortez was really informed. He paid a lot of attention, and we did start slightly late, and we could address the tardiness on behalf of Reflex. Reflex was not tardy. I was actually there earlier than the setup was supposed to be there. The thing is, again, and this is, if it don't apply, let it fly. If you were late, then that would fall on your peers, right? My peers. So I feel like as an event in its entirety, as in the host, the judges, the competitors, the fans, whoever's there, I feel like we all got to work on tardiness, right? And for me, second time around, I got to have a backup plan just in case things move slower than start times that we have a plan for. Because at the end of the day, too, people might have something to do after that. So yeah, punctuality plays a key. But we also have to question our peers to why we're not showing up to events that we know we gotta rap to or other. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just us as people. We always got some shit to work on, right? There's a lot of personalities that get in one room. There's people that want to show up fly. People want to put on their best fit, make the brand look their best. So yeah, things might take a little longer. People might get there certain times, but punctuality is key for everybody. But I think for the event we had, it's just like a sporting event, right? It's just like boxing. It starts when you can get it. You can get it going. Like, and it is pause. You just sometimes things happen in times that they happen. Like, it is what it is with that. But at the same time, I think we had a super event, even with the late start. I feel like the people that watched stayed engaged. Shout out to everybody that was first time watchers of the cipher. I think it was a lot of people that I didn't see the first time around, and that could be, it's more than likely due to the different artists that was involved, right? Which is why it's important to switch your artists and keep things fresh. A lot of people might not have been in the know with what we do, and got a lot of followers for Reflex from that. It was pretty dope. Shout out to everybody that you know is aware of what Reflex does now. Shit, we got facts, facts, facts. What else do we have? Yo, and if y'all got questions too, please feel free to ask me. Oh yeah, so we talking about what we did differently. So aside from making it live, I wanted to offer multiple camera angles. So which is why we tested it out with a judge's table and then two cameras on the artist. Like maybe if we even do that differently, maybe one on the crowd, we can get crowd reaction with the cameras. So those are all things I'm gonna work into delivering when we do live feeds like this, live sports. Because I don't want to leave it at Cypher, right? I want to make sure there's other things we can do. So if there's battle rap events that need pay-per-view options, we have that now. And I acquired that and I'm learning it. So when we put together a team to do these things, you can reach out. So if there's something you need, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. We have that option now. One thing I also did was made it closed door. When you open crowd reaction and judge reaction, yeah. So that's one thing I'm gonna do with I pause it, don't do that. One thing I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna add I gotta get separate audios. That way, see the thing about switches, especially the one that I have, I'll break it down for y'all. The thing about the switcher is you can have the audio follow the visual, right? So if I wanted to press camera one, for example, the microphone on camera one would be the one that you're hearing. Then when I switch to the other camera, I would have to have another microphone for that camera for everybody's audio to sync with the camera visuals, or you're stuck using the audio from a board like we had to do, which worked. Which worked. And like, I don't know if a lot of y'all have never really seen my gym unless you looked at the boxing pages and things like that. If you didn't see, salute to everybody in the gram, if you didn't see how our gym is set up, it's not the biggest gym, but it's not a small gym. So once you start putting tables and things in that room, I mean, it's the same room as Reflex, but now you got bags and shit hanging, right? So if you've seen how the room is set up, you know that once you put elements like furniture in the way, you don't have a lot of standing room. So that's part of why we kept the door closed on this one. Plus, we didn't want to invite energies that weren't necessary. And everybody, y'all be knowing when we doing things. I post it, so I can't I can't send invites all the time to everybody because at the same time, not all invites get replied to. So like that takes time out of my day to hope niggas is gonna pull up when I could turn the watchers into the crowd, right? The viewers became the crowd. We didn't need a crowd in the building. The viewers now become a crowd, and that makes it easier on you. Sometimes people are busy. Sometimes you can't make it out. Sometimes you don't want to leave the house. So boom, now you have that. You can watch it in real time, and you can't save niggas now. So now there's no way for anyone to be like, well, I didn't see your footage, so I can't judge it properly. If you choke now. The beauty of this cipher is nobody did. At the most, brother Bunky stumbled. That it was a clean night. It was a clean night. Got to invest in some microphone artists can snap onto their shirt. We have that, but then that gets tricky because if you got a chain on, hold on. Pardon me, huh? Yeah, so the chain, I mean the lapel mic is dope and that works. But when you got the microphone in front of you for the cipher, it kind of forces you to stay on camera and engage. If you really think about it, if we remove the microphone from the cipher, you might have felt uncomfortable, right? You just waving your arms and getting crazy. It feels a little different. Like I think the mic makes you feel like this is what you're here to do. You came here to rap. So I think the mic is yeah. Oh, unless you're talking about the artists. I mean, the judges. You talking about the judges snapping onto their shirt? That's possible too. But at the same time, I'm just gonna bring a couple extra mics. Pause and just three microphones on the table. That's crazy too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna forget where I'm at, right? When shit sounds spooky, it sounds spooky. But yeah, I'm gonna have three microphones. That way each judge can talk directly into the microphone and then it's still gonna go through the live feed. It's gonna sound crazy. But again, all things we're working on acquiring. First time out the gate with the live feature. So equipment ain't cheap, right? I feel like we got a decent amount of it to make things look dope. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yo, chill, don't chill, brother. Yeah, I feel like the camera was mad close this time. You ever wonder what I'm looking at? It's always a screen, right? Um, what else? What else? Y'all talk to me. Let's talk about it. Bunk, you got to spin the block, boy. Dangerous. Yeah, Bunk got crazy. Everybody got crazy. I don't think nobody could watch that cipher and not say niggas went crazy. I feel like everybody did. Everybody did. I feel like Bunky surprises a lot of y'all because y'all don't know how nice he actually is, right? So when you see it, you know, it wows you. Bunk is laid back. He's a chill nigga. Like this is not something that you would know if you're not in the loop, right? When's the next one? Good question. I'm thinking November for the men again, but I want to do October 4th for the ladies. I got a lot of tags when I posted it on the gram, and again, if you watch this, drop it in the comments. If you know it's a lady that's valid, her pen is fire, and it would be good to see her win the first one. I think you should drop her name. I think it'd be dope. The women's belt is gonna look crazy. The men's belt looks fire, and you can't have one without the other, right? There's so many dope women that could really rap, like really out rap men. So I think it'd be. I tried to mix them up into this one, and it don't always work out that way, but I'm happy it didn't because it'll make the women's one that more special because it's inclusive to the ladies, man. The ladies deserve their own. I know we like the equality thought process behind that and we can still all rap together, but I feel like the crown of woman, you deserve that amongst your fellow ladies that's dope with the pen. Y'all deserve your own event, right? So I think we're gonna keep that be dope. Plus I want two champs. I want two people repping the belt. Shout out to Handsome again. My bro was out at the show with the belt on his shoulder. Like that's love. That's love. That's love. But yeah, man, like the controversy is always interesting when everybody gets active. That's one thing I noticed. When everybody gets active at once, I don't know if it's just a clash of energy because now everybody's hyped up to be the guy again, and that's a beautiful thing. Everybody should want to do that, right? Um, what is it? I feel like this is a fact. Burgers and Jay, September 6th. And where we at? High in Brooklyn, right? You took it off the island this year. I believe you said Brooklyn. If I'm wrong, correct me. But yeah, pop out to that. I'm gonna do my damnedest to pull up to it this year, especially being that it's off the island. I think they're gonna need all the support that they deserve. They've been doing this for how many years now? Is this the fourth year, fifth year, if I'm not mistaken? If I'm wrong again, drop it in the comments. But yeah, being that it's off the island, I think it's important to go out, which is why I did Heat Wave in Brooklyn as well. I think it's important. The Ivory in Brooklyn. I think it's important to leave the island when there's island activities going on off the island. Rooftop vibes, lit. Good weather too, right? We finally getting cool, calm fall vibe weather. So that's gonna be a dope event to be there. I'm out the loop. I would have went bonkers on that train. See, Sharp, yo, Sharp. They just we got to do an interview with you. Talk about what's going on. You be in Dallas. This is the 6th year for Burgers and J's. Yeah, y'all been outside, yo. One thing about the high, about Clifton, all y'all been outside. This is a fact. 6 years. That's a good run. Hopefully many more. What about yo high? No funny if the ticket links from Eventbrite. Put it in the comments. Good time to do it. We got people's eyes going. Even if you want to DM me the flyer, we could throw it on the screen. But yeah, like I said, like I'm here now, so there's always questions, and I'm ready to answer a bunch. Like I'm ready to chop it up with y'all. Like I said, this is all love. I appreciate everything for the people that are showing love or doing. So let's talk about some shit. Let's talk about it. It's a bunch of y'all in here. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. What do y'all want to see change? What do y'all want to see stay the same? Who do you want to see on the next card? Men and women. Let's talk about everything. I also want to talk about outside of rap shit, right? And I just want everybody to be mindful that we salute the burgers and J's. Big fact. Big fact. Big fact. I just want everybody to be mindful because again, my brand, I am my brand, right? Anything controversial, if it does not come from me, and I do understand everybody's vibe for shit, so and I understand I take into account everybody's feelings and visuals on my brand when it comes to others. Remember, if I didn't post it, we know I know who won, and I respect who won, and I feel you won. So like I want everybody to know, like that's what this is what we do this for. This is why we have this event. We have this event for conversation, right? Keep energies going, keep people's music in the loop now. Like I feel like a lot of people got music traction last time around, right? So this is dope. And yeah, again, share that cipher. Share that cipher. Share it for all reasons. Share it if you happy with the result, share it. If you're unhappy with the result, share it. If you like the visual, share it. If you didn't like the visual, share it. Somebody might, everything is this is something we building. I feel like everybody needs to see this. I feel like everybody needs. I feel like everything went too well. Everything went too well. You know, when shit goes too well, it don't get the same reception. If I'm not mistaken, if I read it earlier, High said he wants to do records with the niggas at the cipher. That's dope. That's dope. You don't get that. You don't really get to hear people rap like that no more, right? We don't even really live in a cipher age. So there's a few platforms doing it. Nobody's doing what we doing. We placing a little value on your raps. It's not an easy win, right? And again, to your credit, you pulled up with new rounds, like everybody said, like you confirmed as well. Who can debate these things? Nothing. I don't think anything is up for debate here at all. On my behalf and my outlook on it, I think everything is exactly what it's supposed to be. The winner is supposed to be who the winner is. Handsome High won, fair and square. Everybody knows this. Whether niggas choose to acknowledge what the truth is, that's a different conversation for somewhere else. But for me, I think you won fair and square, and this is a well-deserved win, just like the first one. I didn't think you didn't deserve the first one personally. I don't know what people's. That's another thing I have in critique of people that were at the first one, because if y'all know what High did to win the belt, then narratives that get created online following is interesting. But that's just why we doing everything live now. Like we don't give a chance for anything to grow legs and walk around out here after this. You know what I'm saying? I like to make sure you get to see everything in real time. I think that's really important, especially for a competition of any kind, right? Seeing it in person or watching it live in real time is super important. Super important because I got to make sure I go home and edit a video to put it out in time before people get to put or plant the seed on the social media platform that grows into something that might not be, right? What if people watch clips or whatever, or somebody says, "Yo, I was in the building, so and so was whatever," and then you start thinking to yourself, "Well, when this drops, this shit is gonna be trash," and then you end up like it really gives time for certain shit to get spun. I feel like being live it was really important. Henny on set. You from Jersey? Yo, you know what's fucking crazy? I feel like everybody's rounds. After I rewatched it a few times, because when I tell you I was up here, yo, the export for this video took about 9 hours. No bullshit. And I got to watch it multiple times, right? Need some Henny on set for the next. When you that's a yo, Frank was smacked too. When you're there, right? I feel like the bars made the room react in a way that you might not have heard everybody who didn't have the same energy, right? I feel like when High got up there and rapped, you felt the I felt like you were rapping to everybody this time, not rapping, right? Like you needed everybody to know what you wanted to say, and that's dope because you can feel that energy from people when they got an aura when they rap. right? I feel like everybody had an aura this time around. Even Pretty had different fits. That takes a lot to have that level of creativity. Like he went downstairs and changed into a chef fit and incorporated that into the bars. Like that's things like that need to be talked about, right? I feel like everybody presentation wise, everybody looked immaculate this time around, right? All dope things. Shout out to Core too. Like Core, you didn't have to do that. That was love, and I feel like Core pulled up and gave the best judging that we've seen so far out of the two. Not to discredit anybody. I feel like he took a lot of time explaining why he picked who he picked and what, you know what I'm saying. So that was Blizz too. Like everybody took time this time, and it wasn't an off cam deliberation. This was done on the spot, and people actually explained why, and I think that's important. You come from that, so it makes sense. That's a fact. Did bad with which one? The first one. So with the first one, what do you mean? Because I was talking about that earlier, and I want everybody, now that we got viewers in here, I feel like we need to touch on the first cipher again briefly. Oh, y'all talking about the battle? Yeah, I wish I seen that too. No funny. For Gates, I'll be there for that. Yo, now that I'm mobile and I could do things, I can be at places now. You know, we had a rough year last year. Yeah, I heard. I heard. I heard. That was, I think that was the one where you and Ant Live was on that one too, right? I think Ant was on that card too, right? If I'm not mistaken. I be faking the loop with the battle rap still. We're gonna talk about the Suge card too. Sharp, you still on the Suge card, I hope. Oh son, shout out to Blizz. Yeah, I feel like everybody, I feel like this was an unbiased room, right? And when you say, you know what I think too, a lot of people focus on when you bias, people view it negatively every time. I don't think being biased is necessarily negative, right? Because you're gonna side with your peoples no matter what. Whether you just side with your niggas because they your niggas, or you're impartial because that's what you prefer, being that's what you're used to digesting sonically, right? Stacks, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I feel like that's what's important about popping out for your people, right? Whether it's in person or in comments, I feel like that's very important because you're gonna get supporters with a large following that may be able to sway opinions. The fact that it was live made it better. You got to see everyone's round. If anyone stumbled on how the judge picked the winner, yeah, right. I think that's dope. Oh, you was there too? Damn, see. See, no, it's not about not telling niggas if you get your ass whooped. That's not what I'm saying, right? But if we both boxed a good fight, then your peoples is gonna tell you, yo, you probably got that. If it's closer than most people are saying, then your people are gonna say you got that because that's what you're supposed to do. If your man is trash, it's a whole nother story. But I feel like bias is kind of a built-in thing. In a sense. Maybe not complete bias where you're delusional, but there's a level of bias in everything we do. I think it's unintentional, but I think that's just human nature. It's one thing if you know your man's got beat up and you tell him he didn't, that's a blatant lie. But bias and lies, I mean, it's a thin line, but there's definitely a line. Visually, if you look like you got your ass beat, my boy, you got beat up. There's no debating that. But if there's a good even fight and everybody pulled up to do their thing, what if again we can talk the results, right? I feel like High checked every box on the list, right? That's the criteria for a win. We're talking delivery, we're talking bars, we're talking consistency, we're talking a whole bunch of different things, and I feel like he checked every box. But that doesn't mean every somebody else can't check the same boxes, right? Not to say that this is the case. So let's say we got two people that check off the same boxes, but somebody else might have a little more, a little extra, with the way they check the box. Of course, their man's is gonna side with them, right? Like that's human nature. I think we all got to be aware of that, and to a point, right? To a point when you start dancing on the line of disrespect. As long as we keep shit where we, where it's supposed to be, I think it's dope. Bunk learn listening to me rap, man. I'm gonna tell you that, man. Shout out Bunk. You see, this is what's fire, because Bunk is being talked about in a way that doesn't. You're not getting disrespected. Everybody's shouting you out the second time around. This is what it's supposed to be when we're putting on and other eyes are on us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's better to not say certain things. You got niggas that's getting dragged right now from other ciphers in groups. You know what I think? And I hate to keep segueing back to BMC Smooth, because this is not what it's about. I feel like when it comes to BMC Smooth, I feel like a lot of niggas hate Smooth, and now it transitions to a lot of niggas hate that other niggas don't hate Smooth. So it becomes a weird dynamic, and I feel like that's the case for everybody in a different way. But the bashing of the people from where you from in front of other people, niggas can't ask questions to like why they don't jack Staten Island. It be things like this, and other boroughs do it too. I just think we such a small borough, we should be a little more mindful. Shout out to everybody putting on for the island in their own way. That's a fact. You don't get enough of your flowers, right? People don't notice what you do out here or for here. You always rep where you from. You've got how many battles under your belt? In ways that niggas don't go get money for battle rap? Money on the floor? Gladiator shit. That should be celebrated. Visually, people appreciate things visually, right? That belt, it could mean absolutely nothing to everybody, but to somebody when they see it, they say, "Oh, I remember where you got that belt from, or why you got it." Y'all remember that cipher? You walk out of a building sharp with whatever money you win for the night. That's something you can say, "Look, this is somebody money right here," right? You earn that. We gotta celebrate the niggas that earn it, and the ones trying to get to it, because it also takes a lot to not be considered the best. That's what I don't get, right? You can't imagine telling a nigga you can't come hoop at the gym with his hoopers at because he want to get better at the game. I don't imagine a nigga learning how to cross over for the first time, and then the next thing they do is post them like, "Yo, look at this weak ass crossover. Your shoes is dirt." Like that's how you think that make us look to everybody else. Those are questions people don't ask themselves, right? What's that, my boy? What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got it? Good job. Tell me about it when I finish the live. See that? I can't even pod without dadding. You know? It's how busy. It's very busy being Joe Parker. It's very busy. I watched shout out to Cell and shout out to China Doll. I watched their live. You know what I did? I went and watched the live while I was holding pads for Mello. It's a busy day some days. Boom. See, now look at this. This is love. I feel like y'all should return the same love to a person like Handsome High who won the belt. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, we gotta be mindful. That's all. We gotta be mindful, man. We really gotta be mindful on the way we speak on. And again, there's certain things I gotta wear. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I feel like we all just moving forward. Everything's a learning experience. This is the second time out the gate for us that we're doing this, and I feel like we've been successful two times. We've been successful the first time because I had niggas talking for over a month. So we did our job, right? This time we upped the quality. We upped the output of what everything looks like. We brought in elements such as ads, promotional value to shit, judging, interviews. Like this kind of kept everything going. I wanted you to feel like you was about to watch a tank fight or something, and So you might add other elements, tryouts next time, or who the fuck knows? Whatever ideas y'all have, if it makes sense, send it to me. One thing I do is try my best to listen to the people. And if there's adjustments I can make or add elements that people will enjoy, we do that. We'll definitely do that. Sell is nasty. So got crazy. I mean, I think it's only right. I think it's only right. What's better than two-time champ, three-time champ, right? So I feel like that's a valid, because now whether niggas want to acknowledge the win or not, niggas is watching. So you got Bunky in here that want to take the belt again. We don't know if Bunky's invited back. Shout out to Bunk. But yeah, again, that's something else I wanna do off Staten Island. You know, I did two of them on the island. I did two on the island, and I feel like I wanna go back across the water because I got a lot of individuals from Brooklyn that want parts. I don't know if niggas are scared to come out here. I don't know what y'all did to a lot of these niggas, bro. But once I say Staten Island, people's energies change. Oh yeah, it's kind of far. I don't know if I could. It gets a little. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's dope too. Like how much you how willing are you to get in them trenches? Right? It's easy to go up the block from your house. Are you willing to cross a bridge? I know how it is. I know Bunk is. I know Smooth is everywhere. So, and not to say Smooth. This is not any inclusion or exclusion of Smooth. There's niggas like him who's willing to go those extra steps, and a lot of artists and individuals don't do that. So that kind of goes back to a reflection on what are you doing? What are you doing to the point that what a nigga like Smooth is doing is disturbing your frequency? You know, $16 for toll. There's 4 seats in the car. 5 if you feeling freaky. Y'all niggas pull up that money. You know what I'm saying? How do you go about joining the next one? So what I'm gonna not do moving forward is I'm not gonna make sure I'm texting everybody. I feel like I open the door for too many individuals to not respond to text, and it makes me feel like you're showing me that you don't want to be a part of something that I hold close to myself, right? So I feel like if you see the post or whatever, hit the DM. You know, yo, if you not me, sir. If y'all niggas put 5 niggas in the whip, it's craziness to me. It's a little too much thigh to thigh. So if niggas don't have 2 vehicles, it's a little interesting. But yeah, it's easy to get in the car with a group of your niggas and go to an event and support your mans. At least I feel it is. Pause. I don't know what an excuse would be that niggas can't go to Brooklyn. So, what is there to not make you pull up to even Jersey, right? What if I did this shit in Bayonne? What would be the excuses? It takes me more of a trip to get to New Brighton than it does for me to get to Bayonne. Like I'm literally in Bayonne in 7 minutes. I count it every time. Half you niggas jog the Bayonne Bridge. So, you know what I'm saying? Strike 1.5. You're missing the punch. But yeah, all these things are something that I'm gonna do in the future. And if you got venues or anything that and anybody wants us to do an event at, let's do that. I like that we did that for Zenzest, right? With Zenzest. Like Zenzest was dope for allowing us to do that type of after hours. Like that was pretty fire. And we can get we can get so much more traction for this shit, right? But it all comes in the form of support. You know, everything I do costs money. I'm just not the type of individual that needs to post my receipt, right? I like creating opportunities, especially if it does for my brand what I wanted to do for my brand. So when you see individuals like the Drewskis and Cole pull the Cole didn't have, like I said, Cole didn't have to do that. You don't know who's ever met Cole before. Cole's established in the battle rap world. His opinion matters there, right? I feel like that's something that niggas that work hard need to hear words from individuals like that, right? Even if you just get to get pictures for your press kit, who cares? Like this is something I like to offer people. Like yo, if you pull up to the building, show love. That's all. You know, we did shit at Zenzest. If you pull up to Zenzest, buy some pre rolls, do something, show some love. I feel like we help each other out like that. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. So just send it. Just hit the DM. Also, emails, man. We do a lot on email. We check the emails now. Reflexvisioninc@gmail. Send your bio, your music. If you rapped already, send me a visual of you rapping so we know what kind of artist you are. I feel like vetting artists is definitely going to be a process to make sure because it's bigger than Staten Island as because my none of my ciphers are Staten Island ciphers just because we're based here. It's never been marketed as such. This is a championship for a radio station platform. If somebody pulls up out here, which I was supposed to have niggas from Brooklyn, Boston, whatever, niggas don't make trips. But if say one of them pulled up and won that belt is going wherever they headed back home to. So like I feel like we labeling what I do as a Staten Island cipher, I gotta say it's incorrect because it's never been marketed as such. Like niggas that's in my nigga that's wearing the belt right now is not a Staten Island champion. You feel what I'm saying? This nigga can leave this borough and still somebody knows his name. So this is not what we do this for. Reflex Radio was literally a global platform. Pardon me. It's the sativa. It's a global platform. I pride myself on that. I have viewers from all over the world that leave comments in German for a lot of the artists they fuck with. A lot of my Philly niggas are tapped in and commenting on artists they've never heard before because of this platform. So, this is something that we have an open door to. And I don't want to keep doing these ciphers on Staten Island because I don't want that narrative to be spread that this is a Staten Island cipher. Yo, it's your belt. Do what you do. You gotta win it. Speaking of Philly, we can get into the Suge card. But before we move on, is there any questions y'all have about the next cipher or anything like that? Did I touch every base? Pause. Did I cover all the topics? That if you had any questions for me, did I clear anything up? If I didn't, please feel free to ask. Because one thing I don't want to do is hop online to address controversy and things. That's not what I'm here for, nor will I do it multiple times, right? This is kind of when the event is done, it's usually done for me. that's the because I'm on to the next event. Usually when I'm done with one, I'm booked for something a couple days later. So I don't really take the time to stay in one place. So if this is something we want to talk about, definitely why you got me here. Ask anything. Did we lose tunes? What are we doing here? One thing I got to do too for the next one, to improve on my behalf, right? I got to start playing niggas videos who don't got copyrights. Yo, that could have fucked us up, right? But niggas videos that I play, they're tough. So how do I not? New event happened. We just did one this weekend. For the ones that didn't see it, Chucky, if hit YouTube, hit Facebook. They're on both platforms. Reflex Radio Championship Cypher Series Championship 2. It's on all platforms. But yeah, it was dope. Yeah, I'm trying to talk my shit. I just want to hear all questions if there's any. Because we do got to talk about the Shotgun Sugar event. Keep the engagement up. Fire emojis in the chat. Anything. Keep them on. Handsome high one. Two-time champ. Two-time champ. Two-time champ. Fire emojis in the chat. Comments keep the algorithm clicking. Hit the like, hit the share if you didn't already, because we talking about everything. One thing I want to do, right? And I'm trying to figure out how. I want to put together like a bonus, like a bag or something, right? For the winner. I just want niggas to, if you got a clothing brand and you wanna get the champ or whoever's in the building, the judges, whatever, and you want to drop off a care package with your merchandise and things like that. I want to make sure merchandise is definitely promoted more. Because now that I worked on having ads, I do want to work on promoting brands within ciphers because we got a lot of eyes on us at one time, right? Anybody that does live on YouTube, your live really doesn't have high numbers. I don't know what it is about lives, but they calculate it weird. Unless you have a high view count, YouTube doesn't really calculate. Or you just, it's just weird. Your numbers are never that high on a live unless your page is through the roof already. So when you have that, and you can end a live and have 200 views at the end of it, that's 200 people that get to see somebody's brand or whatever the case may be. So I feel like I want to incorporate having people's brands. Yo, I might have lost y'all on Instagram. They only give us an hour over there, so and we just hit an hour. What do we got? Let's see what we got. All right, Sharp said just won a 3K bet battle. There's money in battle rap. Everybody eats. That's one thing that Sharp has been doing consistently for a few years now. TR, how many years you been doing these money battles? Midnight Madness was the first one, right? And I think you've been on fire since, and I don't think you've lost one yet, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and Chucky, again, when you watch it, hit the like, hit the share, and drop your opinions in the comments. We appreciate all feedback. All feedback is good feedback. I think Handsome is going to force niggas to create another division. And if there was, I don't want to say better, if there were more artists in the younger generation of the artists that's around, I think that would be dope to have like a junior championship, whatever. But the type of music that the younger generation is making, it's really not made for. They're not cut from that no more. And I'd be ignorant to think that that's something that I can make successful. I don't think I have that. I think I'm a little older to appreciate who's the cipher guys in the new generation. I don't think they make that noise. They're into drill. They're into things like the young ones. They don't care about this rap like this. This is for all this. We're the dinosaurs with this cipher shit. Bacalao just got licensed today for TV and film, so I appreciate you airing that. You're probably the one that got us flagged, all right, Nitty? You and your squad. But shout out to y'all, man. That's dope. I can't wait to see that. I mean, yeah, for sure. So that's dope. That's dope. Shout out to y'all. Record is fire. It's not about basing it off age necessarily. It's about basing it off what a certain group is into. The age it really doesn't dictate because there's a lot of older niggas making drill music and things like that. But I feel like for a certain division to be a thing, what would the criteria be? It's either you rap or you don't, right? So we'd have to set a criteria that was separated from the regular rappers. Yo, Haas go to bed after 9 p.m. He's not doing no cipher. That's why he left so early when he was there the other day. Haas after 9 p.m. Haas drinks a cup of Metamucil and he goes to bed and wakes up to do whatever niggas with pointy shoes do. I don't know. Shout out to Haas, man. Yeah, what would the criteria be, right? Champ is in the building. Like, what other divisions would you like to see created, right? Besides the women, what will make it a dope? Because I feel like the ladies are about to get crazy. A lot of the individuals that were tagged in comments and DM me and that I spoke to, I reviewed a lot of the bars and I was thoroughly impressed that the ladies they still put on the way they do. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Word. Mm-hmm. He's that type of old nigga. Like you know the OGs that put hand lotion on before bed. Where you going? You know what I'm saying? Right before bed, they come out the bathroom like this. Where you going? Where you going? You going to sleep? Fact. Whoa, see now that, yeah, that was crazy. It was a pause. Tag team is now that's interesting. I didn't think of that. That's interesting. You see this? This is how you know niggas. It's the unemployment scruff. Not unemployed on retirement. Yeah, yo, a tag team championship. Nah, that might be something. Cause that now you incorporating your round completion on your partner as well. That's actually, yeah. that might be the move. Yo, drop some ideas on how we set the criteria for the tag team, right? And who would be dope tag teams? That's different. That's yo. I said it as fresh typed it. That is different. Tag team is fire. Who's a few tag teams y'all would want to see? That really creates, because now the writing process changes, right? And it's a little less difficult, but requires more preparation. So now you're in a tricky situation, right? Yeah, that I think you just came up. Pause. Yo, the back and forth is what makes it a tag team, right? You can't rap 8 balls and then nigga take over and rap 8 balls. We need to see High and Cell will be fire. High and Rich, yeah, yeah. You don't even got to be like you navigate it how you navigate it. You know you write it how you write it, but that's a dope. Yeah, that might be the next move. Heavyweight. I mean, the you got the male champ, the women champ, and then the tag team champs. That's crazy. And look at that. This is an edge that niggas ain't. No other platforms is, to my knowledge, doing what we're doing here. And I hope it doesn't replicate. I hope we keep our niche, and and niggas continue to support it. Handsome and Pretty will go crazy. Two very controlled deliveries. Two technical. That would be a technical tag to yo. That would be rough for niggas to deal with. That would be interesting. What? See, you dropped that already? Because I didn't hear that. Remember, I'll be out the loop. So if you did drop that, definitely tag me or send it to me. I want to hear that. CP, that I know that was gonna be somebody's answer at some point. I know that was gonna be somebody's answer at some point. That would be dope. Yeah, we doing that. We doing that. You see what this requires? This requires me to buy two more belts. Like, what do y'all? That would have to be approached in a different. Like, we'd have to really. Yeah, yeah. He don't even know. Chunk and Hef different. Smooth and Moolah. That would be, oh, that is smooth. Smooth and Moolah would be crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy. And then now you add the element of somebody else to spar with, right? That spar is gonna bring that accuracy, keeping each other sharp. Yeah. And you could piggyback off whoever. If you miss a line, your nigga might, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nate and Ness. Which one is Ness? All these individuals drop when y'all get a chance. Drop the comments. I want to see links to YouTubes and all that shit. Damn, I'm mad that the Instagram ended on us. Can we? Hold on. Let's see if we can get back over there. No, we're not discarding that, baby. Move our feed. And we re-add you. Can we re-add that shit? We can. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back. Cause now I feel like we have to tell the gram. We have to tell the gram. Like, we need the gram's opinion. Keep the algorithming, right? Click some shit. And for the record, I'm definitely gonna we're gonna do some interviews this week. Before Friday. Friday we doing the shotgun shook face off. So we back for that Friday. But beforehand, I'm gonna try to knock out a couple of interviews. I gotta interview. I gotta interview High. I gotta interview Bunk, because Bunk is a, he surprised the room. People are definitely talking to him. I gotta interview Cell, because I'm not familiar with Cell's music as I wasn't as I am now. I've heard some records now. I gave myself a chance to try to get familiar with everybody's music, because the rapping abilities surprised me, not knowing him as a person. So it's pretty dope. It's dope too when you hear artists and you could tell when they're around each other a lot. Like High and Cell, y'all have a unique sound because y'all sound like y'all are bros. Same would apply to like Chunk and Cash or Hef and Chunk. Like you would know who be around certain people, who be in studios with each other. Like you could tell when people's styles start to have them similarities in them, right? Cell is fire. I feel like the if there was one person that was on that live that didn't know who Cell was, they know now, right? Because the comments were going crazy for Cell. They were. Come on, drop a few more tag teams. I want to hear a couple more. I definitely want to hear a couple more. What we got? Who else do we got? What else do we got? Somebody tell me what else we got. Who do we have? Let's get some opinions going. I need to know who do I need to be looking for. Put me on notice. This is how I get in the loop. Like put me in the loop. Tell me who's making noise that I'm not hearing yet. I want to see new faces in every cipher I do. Every one. And who's some judges y'all want to see like that? It's not just for the artists, right? Who's some of the judges y'all want to see? Whose opinions do you think matter that y'all want to hear critique some shit? I think that's important too. The people can have favorites in terms of judging, right? Y'all heard six different judges so far, right? Even though the first one you didn't get to watch in real time, but there's been six different opinions on all of the artists that you know have rapped so far. I think that's important too, because I'm gonna run out of options mentally if I don't know who to pick. Who else would y'all like to see judged too? Who do you think would approach this in an unbiased? Nitty and Dro for the tag team? That's how you feeling? You outside? So interesting fact there. Lex was actually gonna judge this one, but he ended up getting sick. So he told me he couldn't. He was trying to wait it out and see if he felt better, but like he definitely was under the weather. So shout out to Lex. Hopefully for the next one, Lex will be a dope option. If there's nothing happening on our battle that day, I feel like Lex will pull up. It'd be dope. And I think Paul Mars would make a good judge. Damn, what happened, y'all? What the fuck, bro? How have they not implemented something to make streaming and Instagram a little easier at this point? See, now this, I don't know if you're judging because you just said Ice JJ Fish prior to this, but you and Goldie would be interesting. That would be interesting. Listen, I'm not against Haas judging again. I wasn't against Haas judging the second time. I feel like it was important that he didn't. I think it was very important that he did not judge because I didn't. Again, we don't like something people might think is a narrative to grow legs, right? I felt like it was important that everything happened this way and it was new opinions, three new opinions and the same person won. That's very important. I think it's an integral thing that played a part in the outcome of the decision. Nitty and Dro. Yo, if y'all, I put that down on the list right now as the first tag team that wants to come outside you and Dro. So you tell me if that's how y'all really feeling. Don't let High pop out and win a tag team belt to go with the heavyweight belt. Like that would be crazy, no? What do y'all do then? What do y'all do then? Two-time winner, one-time winner of the tag team, but there's really nothing niggas could say. I don't really think there's much of a debate that could be made now based on the criteria that we had. So what do you do then, right? Leave them alone. One thing I really want to see, I really want to see Smooth in a tag team against you niggas. I would really, I think Smooth is highly capable of entertaining the world with that. To be honest, rap double champ would be crazy. Yo, you know what? You know what, Nitty? I did think of Blur. I did think of Blur, and I think that might be one of the names we got to reach out to in terms of judging for sure. I honestly wouldn't have minded seeing Blur in the cipher. Like Blur can rap. Blur can rap. He would be an ill judge. I feel like see now that type of shit is something that I would even think about doing in the future. Like the tag team shit would be dope because I think I would like that challenge of having to rely on somebody else to make me look good. I feel like that's I think that's more of a difficult task than just coming prepared with your own raps and completing your own bars that you practice by yourself. I gotta hope my partner's on point, or I gotta hope I'm on point for my partner to complete his rounds. That would be a challenge. I think I would like to set for myself. That would be dope. Maybe not the first one, maybe not even the second one, but in the future, I feel like that was something I would entertain. Cheddar Bang will be fire. Shout out to Cheddar, Walk on Waters out now, right? Statin shit. Shout out to the homie. Again, too, like let's not keep our radius short, right? Like there's if it's somebody that's not from here, I would definitely reach out and try to get them here. That's not something that that's not possible for myself to do. Like I would be down to get shout out to Puma, man. Puma. It got to be somebody that knows hip hop, right? Like, but I'm sure niggas I would love to have a celebrity judge like that. I wish I would have did it a little differently with how I had Drewski pull up because it was part of a meet and greet. So a lot of the time was spent during that. So that would be dope to have Drewski pull back up a couple hours and just be a judge. I think that would be important. Hip Hop Mike, shout out to the bro Hip Hop Mike. So that'd be dope to have him out here. These are voices that we've heard on radio for years. So I think that's pretty important. And I'm not. We don't have to leave it as us only mentioning men as judges, right? Where's some of the ladies that got opinions? Like which some of the women artists that you respect their opinion on rap? There's got to be a few y'all could drop. Shout out to Cheddar Bang on that Supreme Clientele 2 placement. That's a fact. Dope. 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 Yeah, Nems would be a fire judge. The elements would be there too. Like he'd give good feedback in possibly a comical way as well. Like that brings the engagement up, right? That makes it enjoyable. Beat battles, DJ battles, possibilities analysts. That's a fact. Jazz the rapper. So for the ladies, I'm gonna text Misfit and see if that's something I could get her for. So Jazz as well. Jazz would be dope. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Yo, let's switch, right? Let's get off the cipher topic. Don't leave now either, because I'm changing the topic. All right. Shotgun Suge versus Cabot the Villain. Do y'all know? So my brother Gio, shout out to Gio. We're 2-0. Right? He's boxing Shotgun Suge September 20th. Me in Philly. Who's getting the tickets for that? Who's getting pay-per-views for that? I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important. If you personally met Gio, one thing you do know about Gio is he's very supportive. And I feel like this is a good time to return support. So if he's ever shared your music, wore your clothes, posted your song, I feel like it's important to at least share the flyer when that happens, right? And cop the pay-per-view. If you don't cop the pay-per-view for him, cop the pay-per-view for me. I put in a lot of pain with this boxing coach shit. So I really shout out to Bunk. I really put hours in between my other things I got going on. Like to get there some days mentally it's a it's a reminder of that, yo, I'm exhausted. and I still get over there, and we really put a lot of pain in that gym, and the results show. A lot of my guys are putting tremendous work. Joe shows loves for free. Like he don't do it for a reaction. That's genuinely how he is as a person. So when you see that ticket sale go up, hit that share link. If you don't buy it, at least hit the share. At least drop a comment. Do something that makes sense, because he would do it for you. And I appreciate the love as well. So there's gonna be some people involved from out here that I'm gonna make sure is involved over there. So that's important. Where was I going with that before I switched? Yeah, so it's difficult to do as much and still have the results we have. So in terms of my guys boxing, a lot of my guys look great. A lot of my guys are only with me for a year now, some 2, some 3, 4 years, and the results really show. And we're gonna start checking other boxes. Amateur fights. The influencer cards are cool. We've done our thing there. We fought some decent competition over there. But we're gonna really start transitioning into our own thing, our own events. And as y'all know, I've been USA certified as a boxing coach for 5 years now. So it's gonna be important to support that, because I'm gonna start bridging the gap between boxing and music anyway. And it's important to, when we have these, I want to do media workouts as well. So when we have media workouts set up at the gym or other gyms that we at, it's important to have people that have a face that other people know around you, which is why you see a lot of boxers with rappers and things like that behind them, because it adds value to your brand, right? So if you want to pull up to a media event, if we have something going on and you catch wind of it, feel free to ask what's going on. And if you're the right type of person, then you will be in the building with us. If your energy is right and we all benefit off each other's experience of this, yeah, this is something you'll be invited to. And for the things that you're not invited to, there will always be visuals of it. So, you know what? Hold on. Not only that, one thing we're not about to do is not share what we need to share. So, this is not the live that we playing. As a matter of fact, I'll even watch the first round with y'all for the cipher, just so we could kind of get it going. You see the comments? Click that link and run it up. We about to. Y'all want to watch a round with me before we get out of here? The least we can do is watch a round together, right? Y'all can hang out with me for a round. Let's do the first round. There's no reason to go nowhere. All right. Let's get rid of these tunes right here. All right. Y'all still here? Can we get a fire emoji or something? Let me know y'all still in the building. Can we keep it? Can we keep the energy going? I do miss when I'm live. I do enjoy talking with y'all, for real. It's always good fun. Let's talk about what we about to talk about. Let's talk about Nitty.
Reflex Radio Cypher Series Volume 2. We outside. We about to get it started. Pause for everybody in the building online as well. We gonna bring my man
right there.
MBK Cell to the stage. You ready?
Yeah. All right, fuck it, going. That's what we got. Yeah, look. Hey, look. Fuck a king. I don't care if this nigga LeBron here, the God's here, long hair, don't care who you think is King Kong here. God, when I appear, turn long stairs into long stair. Case it's the heaven, my pen been used to write songs there. Pray for the peasants that swear that they do belong here. I write psalms when it's pens inside of my palms. It's like scripture verses each time I spit these verses. Coming in virgins, bitches love me like I'm different persons. I give them purpose. I rolled the dice and turned the tables, they ain't like it. When I start talking fly shit, emperors turn to Pontius Pilates. These rooks is crooks, they look for jokes. When the pots was looking empty, niggas cooked the books. Who shook the hook? I'm catching fishies in my loafs. Ambitions of a goat, you delicious, sacrificial if it's smoke. My bitches when they choke doing it sloppily. I told her don't do it for me, baby, do it for the prophecy. God, just call me Sell if you don't know me well. I hate when niggas tell phony tales. I don't care who back here got pulled like a ponytail. I will still black and deck you. I don't care if your homies drill. I move smooth like a new dance. They read the newsstands. Kids with blicks, they don't use hands. Old sticks inside new pants. Niggas moving like John Wick, still living on food stamps. I had chickens in all kind of coops. I'm reminding you what some jewels and designer do. Two tramps kinda cute, drinking each other vagina juice. It was a boot camp. I worked that pair out for some designer shoes. Yeah, I said I'm sharper than a javelin. The storm was happening and crews was panicking. Cells ain't sick, nigga. I had to win. At my back, it was cold and it was black. I ain't folding, I ain't crack. I ain't told and I ain't rat. You ever been stabbed and attacked by niggas you would give the close up off your back? Hungry wolves can't make no pack. Ain't no competition, Jack. When I spit it, ain't no spat. I got this city on my back. You know some shit that give me the ick. The way y'all slick, be on Staten Island dick, yo. Let the city live. Y'all ride Staten Island dick so much, might have a ferry as a kid. Don't act like I ain't told you what it is, how easy niggas pass here. And if y'all burn y'all little bridge, we kicking indoors, waving the four. They wanted war, I've been a boss since I've been a boy. Break faces, brace faces, metal seal your jaw. Felons weapons like jealousy, they'll steal your jaw. I redeploy, then I redeploy. Tactics, they couldn't reach me on the leaderboard. Clock ticks, I know we winning, I don't need to score. Lock picks, we be the ones that the real adore. For sure, cause how they say they truer than us. The truth is we just go with the flow. Whatever they do, we do to adjust. Don't assume that I'm who you can trust. I snuck a broom in the room and I sweep and pan niggas is dust. Fuck. What's going on, man? Yeah, MPK Cell, nigga. Let's get it.
Hey, my guy, you killed that. No cat.
So look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip the judging, right? I want everybody to judge in the comments. Not the judge. You don't gotta judge. We're gonna waste a lot of time going through the judging, right? That's what the video's for. Click the link if y'all want to watch that. He went crazy. The thing about Cell is, right? Pardon me if my volume was low. The thing about Cell is, Cell was the last person added to the cipher and pulled up and got crazy, right? I think that's important for people to know. Like, he had the least amount of prep time, so I think that's pretty fire to pull up and have that level of balls and wordplay. And in the second round, he got even crazier. So I'm not going to get to the second round. I want y'all to go watch the second round for everybody. But we're going to skip the judging and just keep. Let's go with pretty.
I ain't going to hold you. Pretty. You know what it is. Reflex Radio, word on the street. No logo to brand. Look. I birth niggas, y'all really confusing who daddy. You won't see a dead body? Little cube in the alley, catch me with the stick. And I ain't playing pool in the alley. Bullets looking like bowling balls, getting through in the alley. Strike, I'm a beast. You see the X on the screen, hot bodies. My phone blinging and my X on the screen. Hot thotty, just all head. PMS in the jeans, Wi-Fi him. Making sure he got the message received. I got him. Welcome teeth from to a front with the speech. Are you silly? Not even the city can front on the team. Do you get me? Got Banger with me. He got one in his sleeve. Told him give you the whole thing. Like you wanted the sleeve. Real shit. You fuck with the cows and I hit the kill switch. Outbreak. Play Usher, hit something you gotta live with. Rondo number 9 when I chief. Double drill him. Please don't make me come for your baby. Rope you steel skin. If your diamonds is really frozen, dot on his top or I give him a hook. That's a semicolon. The 2 order for is jaw. That's really open. Walk off smooth beat. I'm cool G. That's Biggie clothing. Look, disturbing silence is never quiet. Forever riots. Underage body. Statutory, they pedophiles. Jesus taking the wheel after I'm breath breathalyzing. This ain't revenge, nigga. Call it lyrical exercise, and we don't save ammo. My niggas came here to dump out. Fuck raising niggas, we aiming to take a chunk out. Though somebody calling in private, the way it rung out. Have his stomach like it's part of the squad, the way it hung out. Look, stay discreet in the heat, we still masked up. Cameras on the ceiling for niggas who won't act up. Send them high, I cloud him, his soul back up. No, I'm on demon like black ups, no socks, all in the lips like Botox. Told her I ain't really with the stuffing unless it's stovetop. I'm convinced the hate intense when the cool top drop, and I ain't hollering at a bitch when I shoot my shot. Giving keys to the hood, they your valet. All my niggas kicking and spinning, they your ballet. Know the ball up on the score, just check the tally. Brittany, scream.
Dope. I don't know if anybody remembers too, for the first round, Pretty didn't get a chance to get his verse posted because unfortunately the wires got tripped over. We couldn't record audio. It was a shame, but shit happens, right? Which is why we were definitely mindful on the crowd control for this one, because we didn't need that, even though niggas was tripping over the wires anyway. That were helping me set them up. KC, shout out to KC though. We taped everything down. Everything was comfortable this time. Let's go to Bunk
Radio. Next up, we got my boy Bunky. Pull up.
Yeah. I'll show you how a real competitor do. It's the nigga that don't rap, that rap better than you. I'm out the country somewhere with impeccable views while you dropping trash on the internet, checking your views. Facebook and Twitter rant, acting a fool. But all I see is starving artists, niggas begging for food. We ain't the same, I'ma eat regardless. Yo, Joe, you call this shit a cipher? I call this shit an open market. Gun range in a phone booth, Randy Moss with his hand up. And two-man coverage, I'm talking easy targets. I'm that niggas with your bitch and tell me smooth like butter on the roll. That's why these niggas jelly. She told me come to the crib. I ain't get the telly. And your brain came from the neck down. I'm Wizard Kelly. No face, no case with it. But shit, it is what it is, like Cam and Mace did it. I'll never chase a bitch. I barely chase liquor. Punch your gold teeth down your throat and make you taste nickels. I stay low, but got hella haters. For the paper, we at your doorstep with it like nosy neighbors. She looking good, but always need a favor. Block the bitch like hold this Solange in the elevator. But everything's on the up and up. Not for you, I'm talking me. Y'all niggas fucking suck. Dirt devil ass niggas, dick riding, jock holding, old girdle ass niggas. I pull up like suspenders if niggas want a war. It's too easy, they chess pieces on the checkered board. I'm vetted in this game, stay in your lane, Rook. Late night, pay King's ransom and get your queen took. Then I shoot a pawn with her. Kept the 40 belows on like Bishop. You the truth, how? I'll ensure you'll be drinking your steak through a straw. Who got the juice now? Take a look round. Bunch of niggas realizing rapping ain't your forte after I drew down. Yeah, your chit chatter bring big laughter. It's getting spooky for you clowns, you lack the it factor. Bunch of whack rappers thinking their opinions matter. They G-leaguers will never see your name in them gym rafters. Somebody grabbing some tissue, make sure it's 2-ply. They getting shitted on like model bitches out in Dubai. Went from average to pure savagery. My wayward words the reason my exes is still mad at me. Y'all be debating women about cheap dates and all their pravity, but when you like me for real, they Cheesecake Factory. Wendy's 4 for 4, 2 for 20 Applebee's. Beef patties at the corner stores, La Marina daiquiris. John Mickens, I spit games she never heard before. You a lame, leading with green, you been heard before. I'm the type she text back before she closed the door. You the type she suck her teeth and hit ignore. Let me show you how real competitors do. It's the nigga that don't rap, that rap better than you. Bunk.
Yo, you was having fun with it.
Yeah. He was having fun with it. That was a horrible time for me to pause this shit. Before he paused this shit. Yo, this shit was filled with pause-worthy statements, bro. We wild and mature. Yo, Bunk, how you slip up on the food bars? You see, yo, KC, see, this is what you be doing, and I feel like I don't think people are understanding what you're trying to say. If like, explain when you say that so people have clarification on what you're trying to say. Because I don't want to explain something I don't know what you're saying, because I don't want it to seem like by you saying that the champ is not the champ. So what is your exact reason or definition of what you're saying here? Because I don't want it to come off as like your opinion is in the form of hate, because I don't think it is. But when you say that, I can see if somebody might digest it as such. So I feel like this is a good time for you to clarify what you mean by that, since you dropped it in the comments while I find the next verse. Who went next? I think Lingo went next, right? Yeah. So why you do? I'm gonna play Language 38. Language 38. I know he's been nice for years. So it was dope that he pulled. You know what? Damn, was it him or Cell that was last? It was within days of each other because Lingo he found out later about the cipher too, and y'all both pulled up in
38. About to give y'all some lingo. Let's go, Brody.
Language 38, man. We here to have fun and shit. Look, nowadays they all fake for real. Shit is kinda corny. Gangsta shit they rap about. Always telling stories. I can't go without it, so I keep it on me. But first I load this 38, and then I load that 40. To get inside the club with it, gave it to my shorty. Naughty by nature, like my bitches naughty. They take the right, die for you, even when it's pouring. And she don't like me she love me cause I'm boring. Night for the bando man, night spent the bando man. Pay the full killer cam, we just trying to feed the fam. I give my last breath right now to hold my mother's hand, but my time ain't no time soon. God got a plan, he threw me in the kitchen. One stove with a pot and pan. God forgive me for them nights, them niggas got their pockets ran. Spinning in that minivan, I'm dizzy from that minivan. Play with us, we pull up, you get crushed like a soda can and crumble like a golden grand. Hold the cheese, bitch, I'm going hand. Pulling up like here I am. You can try to test lingo, but this ain't no exam. I heard you niggas got the message. Don't forget to check your spin. Lingo. I ain't gonna use too much. I ain't gonna say.
You know what the problem here with Lingo was? It's not even the fact that his verse was short. I think he happened to rap after Bunk, whose verse was pretty long, right? I like what you did, Lingo. I like what you did. That was fire. This man typing right now, but it's not hate, trolling, or shade. See, I feel like this is important. This dialogue is important. Bunk was just surprising to me, so he's like, rock me in WWE. He's not the champ. We know who the champ is, but the people love what Bunk did. See, now that's a thorough explanation. I feel like this was important for you to say, because I don't, as somebody that. Let me see. I said rap. Verse. You see? Right here, you dislocate your shoulder reaching for the stars. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I think after Bunky's round, because Bunk, you had to have at least, that had to be like a 32 clip, right? That had to be. Yeah, I feel like that's important to clarify. All right, let's get to let's champ shit.
Right? Yeah. Look. I spoke about what I want and then I got it. I asked who got the bank and then I stop it. Before the shiny things, I was popping. And before the ice and cream, she was topping. Look, I'm out of my mind, got a criminal mind. All these bitches is mine, knew I would blow like a mine. Since the beginning of time, on my dick they would climb. They figured they would get to the shine from digging in mines. They really feeling this guy. Them other niggas all the same, this is a different design. Put them in line and yeah, I'll put them in line.
Not to critique, I just want to point out something, right? A lot of people that if your pen is not crazy, you won't understand how difficult it is to fit syllables and the way the homonyms are fitting in between the bar. Like that's pretty difficult. That's pretty difficult shit. So
line. If they
like even Lingo did that too. Like a lot of these guys that were there for the second cipher, they knew how to play with the words for it to ride the beat a certain way. Like so that's really dope. I feel like that's important to acknowledge too, because that's not an easy talent to acquire.
Be on my team, but now they gonna be riding the pine. If they the ops, they dying, lying in pine boxes. Been a plug like a wine stopper. Since real monsters, I was a real monster. Didn't put my name on none of the drugs, but I was the real sponsor. Got the green, shocked them. I was the real Blanca. I ain't never claimed to be a shotter or mobster, but I shocked a nigga for acting like a mobster. I really been trill since the show with the field doctor. Look, right now I'm trying to make $1 million. Niggas grill, but they
They don't want nil, that's nada. I'm trying to chill cause everybody a real rider. Till they leave the field, then they in need of a real doctor. Look, I got no time for pill poppers. Me, I'm just a whiskey drinker, living flavor, icy like a figure skater, getting paper demonstrator, going off or get a pager. If they think I ain't going off, then them niggas haters. And they girl got my number saved low-key, next to hard eyes, tongues, and eggplant emojis. I can't say it enough, but these niggas phony. I've been the OG. You niggas don't know me. You just nosy. Wouldn't come to the deep end with a floaty. Sweet as a cannoli. Wasn't there but fiend to be a Cody. Everybody they meet the Brody, your homie. Took L's they whole life but want to speak on Kobe. People who think that I lost just cause they ain't see the trophies, niggas blow me. Dog, don't bro me, we are not friends. I barely got friends. Plus you a cop friend. Shit, I spit religious to niggas, but these are not hymns. No, I drop gems like a jewel thief with butterfingers. If you ain't never met my mother, you's a fucking stranger. If you ever meet my family, you in luck or danger. So hold it down like a bunch of anchors. Cause when I hit them up, I leave them low. Dirt nap, 6 feet below. Yeah, caught a stain, had to bleach my clothes. Old beef turned to Peter rolls. Yeah, I'm handsome, but a demon though. My Spanish bitch a demon low. She got a body with the deepest throat, but she'll catch a body. Cheerleader, no. I'm nothing like y'all. Y'all be living a lie, dog. Sweet as Mike and Nice, rapping about a life that never happened. Use a mic fraud. Businessman without the tie on. If we connect and your service bad, my guys will take your Wi-Fi's off. See what I'm saying? Like closed captions. Y'all really got no gats, and my mans went away for those actions. Y'all do no clapping, no capping. I ran the base and hit the blocks like Bo Jackson, a known captain. I don't act in. I am a whiskey drinker, drinking old fashioned, and they know the flow nasty talk. And don't tell, cause tattletales get closed caskets. Bow, bow, bow. I shoot 3 like Ray Allen. Yeah, I'm handsome, but listen, the bow I keep around never wanted no Angela Simmons. This man's on a mission. Tell them to play their part like a script before I had them sleep with their family and scriptures. It's different. It's easy cause I'm gifted. I'm out of here, nigga.
Everybody got crazy. Everybody got crazy. Yo, go check out the whole cipher. I thought that was dope. That little playing it back, I hear more bars every time. So I think that's everybody got crazy, man. Yo, it's okay to click that shit for the cipher. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to click play. It's all right to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? It's on both platforms. I'm happy we got to chop it up for a few. Shout out to everybody that stayed with me for the whole live. I'm gonna double back for some interviews. Hopefully by tomorrow we get a couple going. And yeah, again, Shotgun Suge versus Cabba the Villain is September 20th. We back in Philly for Celebrity Boxing September 27th. Got a couple of guys on that card. Shout out Trey. On the September 20th card, we also got Will Stronghold versus Brandon Bruiser Crary. I can't even speak today. You see this shit? Brandon Bruiser Carey. All right. It's the rematch. It's gonna be crazy. They don't like each other, so it's gonna be a good fight. And it's gonna be some heat. TR Sharp versus Alleyway Bug. It's a lot of Staten Islanders in this chat. That's something y'all also need to be made aware of. So you got to get that pay-per-view. If you want to see Sharp put hands on somebody legally, because we know my boy Sharp was different. It'll be dope to see. So yeah, I'll be here for another like 30 seconds. And if there's any questions y'all got or any suggestions, now's the time. Because the next time we pull up, it will be for interviews. Oh, how do y'all feel about Raj Jackson and Psycho Stu, the wrestler he beat the shit out of? How do y'all feel about that? Who was in the wrong there? I hope you. I mean, I don't say I hope y'all seen it because that shit was pretty animalistic. I didn't like that at all. But did you see it? And what are your thoughts? Do niggas need rehabilitation? We don't like to say send them to jail, but niggas do need rehabilitation. How did y'all feel about watching that? That shit was difficult to sit through and see. Motherfucker get beat up while he's unconscious. Yo, when Credit Karma sends me messages like, yo, check out your new score with the exclamation point, right? And then when I click it, my shit drops a point. Should I be mad? Fucking bastard. Wrestling is fake. Yo, Bunk. We're not doing that. Both were wrong. Okay. What is your definition of wrong for the wrestler? Because I don't think the wrestler was wrong. I think the wrestler was misinformed and a little bit under the influence, which led to him thinking the wrong thing. I think the promotion is to blame. The promotion not being mindful of who they have talent wise is 100% to blame, which caused Raj to be 100% in the wrong in what his actions were. So I don't know if both were wrong is the right, you know, it's not what I would call it. I don't think the wrestler was in the wrong. Plus, he shook his hand. Once you agree to shake a man's hand and say it's all is good, I think it's weird to spin and catch a nigga lacking with his back turned unless you have real street issues with a nigga, and I don't think that's what that was. You know, especially a nigga who's probably the toughest nigga in the ring at the time. There's no reason to blindside an individual. So I feel like the promotion and the wrestlers who guided the young man in the wrong direction should be held the most accountable, and then Raj for his actions. Do got to know who's talent and who isn't. So with that explanation, right, you get a new job. Let's use Costco, for instance, and you walk into the locker room and see somebody standing next to your locker. Would your assumption not be that you're a new employee here? Because what are you doing back here with the talent? It's not the wrestler's job to know who the talent is. The wrestler's job is to show up, get his assignment for the day, and complete the objective. When wrestlers hang out with each other, it's a camaraderie. These niggas drink. These niggas, it's a little different on the indie circuit. So maybe being a little aware is what the right answer could be, but it's not his job to know who all the talent is, right? Wrestling has become very trendy. So you got a lot of celebs and things like that want to get the shine from wrestling, and the wrestling companies want to bring these individuals in to also boost the platform, right? So how do we fault the wrestler for not being informed by the staff that this is somebody that's part of the show? And even though he wasn't, so they told, I don't think they told him anything. He just assumed that being where the individual was with a camera following him around, he might be part of something that's related to this event, right? That would be safe to say, I think. And yeah, we can close this out. Who got fired today, who put the battery in Raj back, definitely played a big part. Now that is a fact, right? That's all. They gave this young man bad direction, right? But there's also got to be a level of self-control you have, don't you? I feel like as an MMA fighter that people continuously point out, you got to know what's off limits and what's not. As a fighter in general, right? I box, I teach people to box. I got to know that there's a level of discipline you got to have. At any time an MMA fighter knocks anybody unconscious, they are taught that when you are told to get off or get pulled off, that's the end, right? And then that's in his respective sport. You're not even in the sport where that's a thing. You stepped into somebody else's territory and assaulted somebody in a despicable way, whether you got a battery put in your back or not. People get batteries put in their back all the time. People tell somebody's a rat, somebody's fucking with your baby mother, all type of wild shit. You choose to make a decision at that point. And accountability, again, expensive but free. 22 unanswered shots were definitely uncalled for. Uncalled for, right? You're an MMA fighter. Your father's an MMA fighter. You're not new to this. You know when somebody's unconscious. You know? I can empathize when somebody loses their cool and go, you know, we all have went too far with something we reacted to, right? But that's where the accountability comes into play. Then you got to question, me as a man, if I'm upset about something that somebody did to me, especially in public, the last thing I want to do is have the camera follow me as I talk about why I'm upset. These are these new niggas, man. Like, this is something that I still can't understand. To me, if it's something I want to go do physically to another human being, the last thing I want is a camera following me. So what really, who do we really place the blame on? These are all things you're supposed to know, especially as a social media presence, right? Like he's that's a fact. I wish the YouTube clip showed up on this shit too. Yeah. It was way too far. Pause. But it should have been handled accordingly. I feel like the promotion is receiving the backlash that they're supposed to get. WWE cut ties. You got to be a little more in control of your talent. You know, it's one thing if people don't agree backstage and things like that. It's another thing for people to get assaulted by people that are not even talent. You're getting outsiders to come back and do a job, and your workers are not even safe. I don't like the Raj is wrong, but that we all seem to go back to. Raj just did bad. He let niggas pump him up to do something stupid. He made a bad decision. That's what it should be labeled as, a bad decision on Raj's behalf. Sometimes you gotta see the slap before the shot to understand what goes on. But at the same time, as men, we have the ability to either talk something out or handle shit in a different way, which to certain individuals, like this guy shook your hand. You said it's over. We good. I feel like that's weird behavior. And then the whole concussion thing. Yeah, he's concussed. What is he doing at a wrestling event with talent? You should be in the seats. What are you doing there? All questions that need answered, right? And I guess again that falls back on the promotion. But yeah, that might have been the craziest thing I've ever seen in wrestling. Like I've seen some wild shit outside of ECW back in the day. There's some other wild shit that happened, but like within recent times, within at least 20 years, I've never seen nothing like that. That was crazy. You don't even see shit like that in UFC and none of that. Like that might have been the craziest assault I've ever seen in sports. But anyway, I'm happy y'all pulled up. We losing viewers because the important shit must be over, but I thank y'all for tuning in. I had a good time chopping it up. Hope I answered enough questions. I hope y'all enjoyed watching the cypher with me and shit like that.
Sci-fi life. No offense. 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 No offense.